Hello, everyone, and welcome back to News You Can Use. This is Lisa from World Wheelchair Warriors, and it is time to jump on to the news. This was an interesting one. There's a whole article on this. It's the first time I've seen a cleaning company, post a whole article on their cleaning products. But it's good, and I think it would be good for you to, good reading. So the pitfall of improper wheelchair cleaning. I have never seen anyone post an article like this. So this was from the Clean Link, so obviously from their own company, contributed by Pro Natural Brands. Did you know, and it starts off, did you know that over 65 million people worldwide use wheelchairs every day? In addition, other 1 billion people use wheelchairs temporarily, for instance, due to illness or injury. Unfortunately, many wheelchairs develop illnesses and infections. According to the study published by the Natural Library of Medicine in April of 2023, 85% of wheelchair users experience skin problems, and over 50% develop fungal infections from using a wheelchair. Fungal infections can occur on various parts of the body, including the skin, nails, mouth, throat, lungs, and urinary tract. The elderly and hospital patients, those most likely to use wheelchairs, are at greater risk of developing fungal infections, which is true. This is why cleaning professionals in medical centers and airports, where wheelchairs is common, must be aware of how to keep wheelchairs clean and healthy, according to Hannah Jonas from Pro Natural Brands LLC, marketers of citric acid-based cleaning solutions to maintain a healthy and hygienic environment. So how do we clean wheelchairs to keep users healthy? Good question. Among Jonas's recommendations are the following. So she has recommendations. Let's see. Clean wheelchairs daily. Sanitizers are usually sufficient to reduce the number of pathogens on a wheelchair to safe levels. If multiple people use the same wheelchair, disinfect it as necessary. Avoid using alcohol-based sanitizers. Very good. Also, synthetic detergents, solvents, and bleach should be avoided. They can also irritate the skin and damage the wheelchair. Very good. Citric acid-based sanitizer and disinfectants have proven effective in cleaning wheelchairs. Focus on cleaning the armrest, handles, frequent touched components, and surfaces that caregivers touch. Some wheelchairs have joysticks. These must also be cleaned. Finally, do not forget to clean the wheels, advises Jonas. They collect pathogens from the floor, which can be passed on to the wheelchair user's hands. So this is very interesting. I wish there were more commercials about this. And for people to speak up more about keeping your wheelchairs clean and not using harsh chemicals. I myself, I have a video out there for cleaning wheelchairs, but we are advised to use softer soaps like Dawn. And so that's what we use to clean our wheelchairs. And this company is offering their products also to clean wheelchairs. So I thank you, Clean Link. And hopefully there'll be more commercials on this, so it's a good reminder for all of us to keep our wheelchairs clean. So there you go, it's part of the news. Oh, I got blocked out of this one. All right, we're going to the next one. Viral TikTok video captures paraplegic woman's rescue in Fort Lauderdale. I was just talking about this. So listen to this one. Fort Lauderdale, Florida. I used to live there. A paraplegic woman is expressing her gratitude to the Fort Lauderdale Fire Department team for their heroic efforts in carrying her up several flights of stairs to her downtown condominium when elevator services abruptly stopped. Hallie Rosa, 34, a former television reporter in North Dakota, sustained a life-altering injury that left her paralyzed from the waist down. She has since dedicated her time to advocating for the rights of the disabled community. I was injured in a car accident 8.5 years ago, so I am paralyzed from the waist down, and I use a wheelchair, says Rosa. On Monday, a flood within her downtown Fort Lauderdale condo resulted in the suspension of elevator operations, leaving Rosa stranded on the 31st floor of her building. Okay. Apparently, there was a pipe that had bursted and created a flood in some units, I believe. In the hallway, and elevators flooded as well, or had water damage, so they were out of use, said Rosa. In a show of unwavering commitment to the public service, firefighters were promptly dispatched to her aid. My building had initially called them Fort Lauderdale Fire Rescue because I have a lot of people in my building that know, obviously, that I am in a wheelchair. So there was no way for me to get up alone. With Rosa's safety in mind, they hoisted her onto the backs and carried her up 13 floors to her unit on the 44th floor. When they arrived, we were figuring out how they were going to get me down, whether it was downstairs or upstairs, what was going to be the best way for them and Rosa. I mentioned I was going to take a TikTok of this, so that's what I did. Rosa, tech-savvy in her own right, harnessed the power of social media to share the remarkable experience. She posted the video on TikTok chronicling her adventure, which rapidly gained traction and resonated with viewers. They had to get to 44, so they had to go up 13 flights with me on their back, said Rosa. One of them had the wheelchair, and 2 of them took turns carrying me up on their backs. So this is one way to solve your problem when the elevator is out. And certainly good training for the firemen. So I'm not sure if I were in a wheelchair, I'd live on the 44th floor, but that's just me. So I'm glad that Rosa got back up to her apartment and is doing well. This is from 59 News, and this is Woman in Amigo is forced to use wheelchair across damaged bridge every day. This is by Julia White and was posted on August 9th, updated on August 10th, 2023. So Amigo in Wyoming, I want to say, West Virginia? I think it's West Virginia. A family, oh no, it's Wyoming, yeah. Amigo in Wyoming County, a family in Wyoming County is struggling to get to and from their home because the bridge in front of their home is severely damaged. The Witt family has lived in their house for generations, and the bridge has held up for 20 years. After a particularly bad storm, however, the creek rose extremely high and tore away boards for the bridge, leaving the family stranded or having to find other dangerous ways to get across. Since then, the Witts spent more than $14,000 out of their own pocket to make what repairs they can, but it is still not safe to drive across. So I want to call attention to the county so they can help this family. They have a beautiful little home on the other side of the river, of course, and this is crazy not to come to their help. So, and the mother is in a wheelchair and she needs to get to a medical appointment. So to you all in Amigo, come to her rescue, fix that bridge so it's more permanent. It looks like a makeshift, wooden bridge, and I think they need a little bit more than that. So that is the news from Wyoming County. Wheelchair Palooza, Wheels on Skate Park experiences for wheelchair users. Now I read it, okay. All right, so American Fork, Utah. Wheelchair users, family, and friends are coming together for the 4th annual Wheelchair Palooza event on August 12th in American Fork. Wheelchair Palooza will be at Greenwood Skate Park at 500 South, 200 East in American Fork this Saturday. So that was yesterday. Events run between 4 p.m. and 8 p.m. The event is centered on wheelchair users and the active setting of skate park. Users and families will get wheels-on experience in ramps, rails, jumps, and even learn more about organizations and programs, opportunities in adaptive recreation. So this is really important, especially for the more younger wheelchair users. I really admire these kids and young adults who do this. They have special wheelchairs, obviously, but wheelchairs that are sufficiently well-built can tolerate these type of skateboard parks and do all kinds of jumps and maneuvers. So, it's awesome to watch them all do this. So nobody has done what I do before me, he says. My friends who are professional BMX athletes give me advice, but they don't really know how to do the tricks with a wheelchair. I have to figure it out on my own. It takes a lot of practice, he says. He wants to change the perception others have of people using wheelchairs and to help everyone see their own challenges with a new perspective. So, these parks give a lot for youth to work on, to experience gravity and being able to be one with their wheelchair. So I'm glad they put up this in sports news because it's always great. All right. And here we have from Inside the Games, the inside track on World Sports. So here we go. Wheelchair basketball provides more home success at European Para Championship. So it gives a video and no other comments, so I'm going to have to read the titles as they go by very quickly. Dutch fans packed out the Rotterdam Ahoy to cheer in their men's. Spain came up just 58-52 defeat in the Netherlands. The Netherlands have high hopes of wheelchair basketball success. Spanish fans made their voices heard as their women's team beat France 57-52. Britain defended, Israel and Ade Levy left defeated. Dutch bocce star Daniel Perez claimed the Netherlands' first gold. Three-time Paralympics champion David Smith in Britain was defeated. So these titles go by pretty fast. The Netherlands women swept aside Germany 75-30. Excellent. Dutch fans pack out the Rotterdam Ahoy to cheer their men's and women's basketball championship. Whew. So I'll be leaving all these links down below so you can watch the video. So it's excellent. It's just the titles go by too fast for me to read them. So my eyeballs are not strong enough to go that fast. All right. Spectrum News 1. Let's see here. This article was written by Dennis Biviano, Cleveland, published on August 6th. So this is a whole team. The Spire Adaptive Sports athletes took home 32 medals at this year's National Veterans Wheelchair Games. So they really did well, and they're all carrying their medals very, very pridefully. Geneva, Ohio, Canton native and U.S. Army veteran Larry Bostic sits proud with his 5 medals around his neck. What you need to know, Spire athletes have taken part in the National Veterans Wheelchair Games over the last 10 years. In July, the veterans earned 32 medals in national competition. Some of the sports include bocce, shot put, basketball, air rifle, power lifting, and archery. So there are all kinds of sports here that they do. You can read the article there. Great video. So I will leave that to you also to take a look at the Spire Adaptive Sports Team. And next we're going to a sports brief. What are adaptive sports? All the facts and details discussed below. So they have a full explanation of what it's like to be and what it is. So that is incredible. So they have a good listing here of various adaptive sports. So they have wheelchair basketball, sitting volleyball. They have adaptive skiing, snowboarding, wheelchair tennis, blind soccer, bocce, goalball, power chair football, and wheelchair rugby. And there's one more, wheelchair fencing. So these are incredible sports to watch. Just their skill and agility is incredible. All right, here we're going with the Santa Barbara Independent. Happy campers aren't just the kids at Junior Wheelchair Sports Camp in Santa Barbara. Watching kids go from I can't to I can inspires longtime volunteers. This article was written by Leslie Dinneberg. So here we go. What started as a reluctant volunteer gig as a photographer turned into an annual labor of love for David Powdrill, a Carpinteria resident and longtime shooter around town who plays keyboards and cowbells with the Nombres and has a day job as a CPA. A friend called 15 years ago and asked if I'd drive to UCSB to photograph the Junior Wheelchair Sports Camp, a camp for kids that I knew absolutely nothing about, shared Padril. He reluctantly agreed, but he said he was confident that these kids would be sad, mad, and perhaps miserable. That was his perspective. Padril continues, I was completely wrong. The kids were happy, grateful, smiling, laughing, and fun. After an hour photographing that Monday morning, 15 years ago, I called my wife and asked her to cancel all my business appointments. I would be photographing these amazing kids for the entire week, hoping to fill their scrapbooks and give them digital photographs to share with family and friends living outside the area. In the course of a week, they would go on to accomplish incredible acts of courage, make lifelong friends, and smile and laugh with gratitude in their eyes. So this is a very good article. Great pictures, of course. And so I'll leave that special one for each one of you to read on. All right, folks, well, that is it for News You Can Use. And I am hoping that all of you have a great week. And I will see you in the next one.